Guerrilla Games, best known these days for the smash hit Horizon Zero Dawn, are now hiring. Quite a lot of people, actually. Isn't that right, Gareth Evans and Mike Williams?
Absolutely right, Jake.
With me, the real Mike Williams, not Jake Kulkowski, definitely not. So there's 27 different positions available in their office, which is in Amsterdam, Netherlands. There might be multiple jobs available for each role. That much isn't actually clear yet. There are listings that are like writer, but it says junior, junior, senior, and all that. And the job listings are quite varied, but they're pretty comprehensive, covering mocap, sound design, concept art, combat design, basically everything from HR to AI programming. And normally, when it comes to these job listing rumours and videos and news articles, we see a little bit of a clue as to what the future game is going to be like. And, like a 3D dark action RPG. But they're being very intelligent with their wording, very sneaky, and they're not giving too much away. There have been a few clues. Guys, you've been sort of picking it apart over the past 30 minutes or so.
I've put my investigator's hat on and just seen what kind of what facts we can come out from come out of these listings. Now, come up with a few. So the senior hard surface concept artist is a role, apparently, I didn't know of. But apparently they're looking for this person to develop both 2D and 3D mechanical creature designs.
I wonder what that could be.
Well, this is the thing. So this is it. I'm gonna both enable and disable that argument by saying that does sound very interesting. But I had to look at what the hell a hard surface concept design artist is, and their whole job is making like big statues, mechanical statues of things. Yeah. So they could just mean mechanical versions of real animals, but that's not very fun. You mean like
mechanical as a programming term rather than
exactly. Robotic. But again, that's not very fun. There's also some information about some data gatherer who's basically going to be working with the whole data set from Horizon Zero Dawn that you found. Again, we could look at that and say, great, what better game to build Horizon Zero Dawn 2 with than Horizon Zero Dawn's data? Or you could just use that to figure out, players spent X amount of time doing side quests.
Just an analyst to oversee, to overlook at all the data and use that going forward based on the data that they've already got. It could mean that it's just that, or that they're actually, because they might be working on a sequel.
They're not going to call it Horizon Zero Dawn 2, are they? Horizon New
Horizons.
Lands, Horizon New Worlds, Horizon something else, not Horizon Zero Dawn 2.
Horizon. Just Horizon.
Yeah.
Just Horizon.
Somehow shoehorn a 2 in there.
Yeah. Well, they'll do just Horizon in about 10 years' time when everyone's forgotten about Horizon Zero Dawn and the franchise needs a reboot.
Oh, that's a soft reboot, is it?
I'll just go through the rest of them really quickly, right? So the character animator, they're looking for somebody to create humanoid and animalistic movement.
So animals confirmed, could be robotic ones.
That's it. Junior, senior, technical designer, it must have experience in an open world setting for our future projects. So open world confirmed there.
This is interesting because Guerrilla Games don't have any other open world games apart from Horizon Zero Dawn.
You could argue Killzone Shadowfall was kind of ish because it had open areas, but that's as close as you get.
Yeah, exactly.
Senior quest designer, again, experience creating open world games. Open world quests. So again, the open world and missions and quest writing that they want the right to do, incorporating such understanding into missions, quest writing, right? So, and also the important one for me, the environment artist has to shape and dress up terrain with rocks, vegetation, and roads.
Rocks confirmed.
If that does not confirm Horizon, I mean, there's no snow and stuff in there.
Could be Sonic the Hedgehog, that.
Yeah, rocks and plants.
I mean, that's the best I got, guys. I mean, they're quite tight-lipped.
Some of that I agree with.
Rocks is the best I got.
Rocks is the funny one for me there. Well, I think it's safe to say from that though that it will be open world, whatever it may be.
Yeah, quests.
Also, we know that it's being made in the Decima engine, which is what Horizon was made into, which is their own engine, not like how a lot of people use Unreal and stuff like that.
That's true. Death Stranding's using that engine because it was so cool.
Yeah,
Kojima's using that.
So it's a pretty hot topic, that engine is. So that's what we know from the job listing. So let's use this information and let's see if we can get a bit of a discussion going. Now, we know that they're also not working on any other projects in tandem. And that means like their existing team technically could be free to work on another title. So why hire 27 more people? Guys, you had this theory, right, which I liked. It was about Horizon Zero Dawn 2.
Well, there's 27 job listings, right? But if there might be hiring more, and the reason for that might be you wouldn't put out a listing for 2 artists or motion mocap people, whatever. You just put one listing out there and then just hire 2 or 3 people if you wanted to hire more. So 27, I would say, is the minimum amount of people that they're hiring. So I mean, it kind of points to that they're expanding. Why are they expanding now? Maybe so a year after Horizon Zero Dawn, year and a bit since Horizon Zero Dawn, under a year since Frozen Wilds. So they're expanding their team. Does that mean the game's going to be bigger? Does that mean they're making a separate team to work on something else? Does that mean that they finished the concepting stage for Horizon 2 and they're going into full production now? There's a lot of questions there. Raises.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Mike, what's your take on this? So with a team, we know that Hellblade had like 20 odd people working on it reportedly. Do you think that if you're hiring at least 27 people, you could be creating a kind of a BioWare like a B team? I guess they never want to be called the B team, so let's just say it, another team. Or do you think that they are just going to be going all in on Horizon Zero Dawn?
I think they would be putting all their eggs in that basket. That's what my impression would be anyway. But just having put so much resources and time and effort into making a new universe and creating that game, obviously a sequel has got to be bigger and better than before, but you've already laid the groundwork in terms of making the engine, just designing an open world game. They've already got like a skeleton of a thing now that they can just build on top of. So I guess it's more work in some ways, but it's also less work in other ways where you've got to actually establish what the game is. You know what Horizon Zero Dawn is as a universe now. So
you've got people invested in the story and the characters and stuff.
Which is interesting because Horizon Zero Dawn was a new IP that came out last year, and we were thinking about it in the office. I even had a little Google just to see. And no, it's I feel confident saying this. It was the most successful new IP last year, right?
In terms of sales and stuff?
Different metrics. Yeah, financially did pretty well. Sales numbers, it's the second best-selling PlayStation 4 game. Second only to Uncharted 4. Horizon sold like 7.6 million units. Critically acclaimed. It seems to go down well with fans and non-critics as well. So if they are going to be working on Horizon Zero Dawn, which is going to be a hugely anticipated title, what would you like to see? A direct sequel, a prequel, a spin-off, a different character? No Aloy? Yes Aloy? What could they do? What would you like to see?
First of all, yes Aloy. Don't mess with that. Second of all, they do kind of set it up, don't they, at the end of the game in a very Marvel universe type fashion. And so I think a sequel is pretty inevitable. In terms of setting, I think they had this great sense of variety in Zero Dawn, where you're just kind of like, it's rocky, snowy areas, and then that leads into canyony deserts, and then that, and it's good. It's really good, that kind of diversity of location. So hopefully they just kind of double down on that and give you more. There was like jungly bits and kind of stuff like that. So they've already looked at some big and the DLC obviously introduced real frozen. I think what was it called? Frozen Wastes or Frozen Wilds. So they really have explored all this kind of biodome type stuff. So it's difficult to think where do they go next in terms of actual types of setting. But you'd look at something that's a bit more tropical or something that or would they set it in exactly the same place again? I don't know. How's it?
Yeah, I would have thought that they have to kind of expand their horizons a little bit.
Whoa, he's fucking done it, hasn't
he? In terms of storyline, I mean, where'd you go from here? I mean, they've unveiled the world. They've answered a lot of questions about how it came about and stuff like that. They have to look to the future now, as in, like, there has to be something different. There has to be something interesting to take the story forward, and that's what I'm kind of most interested in.
I hope thematically it moves on from just being, oh, that was a big bad guy, wasn't it? There's an even bigger, badder guy on the horizon, and he's got 7 Infinity Stones. It's that kind of, oh my God, is there even 7? I'm not sure. Don't crucify me in the comments.
Yeah, that's where I think the safety net of, could it be a prequel or on a different continent or something, and some like Assassin's Creed style stuff.
Yeah, it's hopefully they change thematically what it is rather than just overcoming the big bad threat. There's so many things you could do now that they've established that universe. It's great. I love that idea as a sci-fi setup, as a sci-fi premise. I really like it. So far in the future that it's like the past, except the dinosaurs and robots. Post-primal, found future, whatever they want to call it. Yeah. I think it works well as a video game setting for sure, because of the taking giant mechanical things down with a bow and arrow just as an idea is great. It just works really well in the gameplay style. I just want them to just evolve the storytelling side of it into something that's maybe a bit more interesting. Yeah, that'd be my biggest wish.
And on the gameplay side, they did say that they had weapons, like guns in the early builds of Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, maybe they could kind of bring that forward in some kind of sense and maybe introduce some sort of weapon, some sort of guns. What would we think about that?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, they divide people, but you know,
they said it didn't fit for the original Horizon. How would they get it to fit? Was the question. Right?
Yeah,
the game wants to make you feel like a hunter first and foremost. So I think that whatever it is would have to fit into that mold. It can't just be like a flipping heavy machine gun or something.
It kind of works for Monster Hunter World though. You got automatic weapons in that.
Yeah.
Yes.
You do. Yeah. And I guess they based quite a lot of stuff off Monster Hunter there, even if they won't admit it. I think that the potential is there. The monsters get bigger and badder. Personally, I'd like to see more like seafaring. I know that ships are hot property in games right now, right? I don't know why, but they seem to be island based. You know, big open water stuff like that. Maybe like harpoon weapons and stuff like that. A bit more of a seafaring.
So that's kind of what I'm talking about with they've already got the skeleton of the game. They've already got the skeleton of an open world third person action game like Assassin's Creed, and that's what Ubisoft do. They just put out a new themed one every year, or well, at least they used to. So do they do that now and come out with Horizon Zero Dawn 2 that's pretty similar, or do they do Assassin's Creed Black Flag and add an entirely different mechanical element that's a huge part of the game, where they've got seafaring, which is it's difficult to get right. It took bloody Sea of Thieves a long time to do it, and that is all that game is about. Yeah. So how do they do that and make it work well? It's going to be
You said
tough.
Get right there, didn't you? Okay, last question, and the big question really then, boys. If it is Horizon, or even if not, even if it's just the next Guerrilla Games title, because, you know, they've garnered a lot of, goodwill from people for their output on Horizon Zero Dawn, whatever it may be, do we reckon this is going to be a PS4 game, or do you reckon it might be a PS5 launch title? They're working on it now and they're hiring all these people. Bear in mind, applications could take months to train the people up, to get everyone up to speed. Could take years. Do you think we might be seeing this gen, or could it be the sort of Horizon Zero Dawn 2 PS5 bundle launch day sort of stuff? What do you reckon personally?
Good question. I mean, I wouldn't expect to see it before 2020. I think that's a kind of solid bet. But the good money is that it's a Horizon sequel, and for me, around 2020, give it 3 years that these games or sequels generally tend to take. So whether the PS5 comes around 2020, 2021, it's going to be on the cusp, I think.
Barring any delays and if everything goes to plan, I would say it would be like last hurrah PlayStation 4 game, kind of like The Last of Us. Probably get a remastered
straddling the two.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that's very interesting. I'll be interested to hear what you guys have got to say as well. Thanks very much for listening this far. Cheers, lads, for sticking around and having a chat with me. Remember, if you like the video, to give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe if you liked it that much. There's also some more content on the screen right now if you want to check out some more of our videos. Link to our Patreon if you want to support the channel. Horizon Zero Dawn 2 confirmed. Who knows? See you soon.